Hi there, it's time to use the Wyckoff lens to look into Solana again. If you're new to my sessions, here are the 3 key items I'll cover during the session. So let's start with the weekly chart of Solana. During this time, over the past 2 weeks, if you include this week that just started, that's the third week that Solana has been trying to stay above this yellow key level of 125. So I already said before that we can consider this a sign of weakness as well. Only I was waiting to confirm last week's candle wasn't a red one, because if it's continuously red, we won't have this one. It's probably going to go straight into preliminary support. That's the accumulation cycle. So while we have another one over here, if I change to a line chart, you'll see there's a little valley over there, and then there's a little hill. That's the LPSY, both confirmed. Next can be another sign of weakness. So that happened back in end of March or early April. Okay, you see that one, not this blue line. This guy over here, that got close to the orange key level of $100. It actually at one point tested below the 100. Okay. So that's probably something that we will see in the near term. And whether it's going to have a bounce and then eventually come to the accumulation, that may potentially give us something similar. So it's kind of like the situation last week where the price is seeking to a lower point, and that's going to create some kind of rebound in the middle before it fully retrace to the accumulation cycle. Last time, actually Solana avoided the the deep accumulation during end of 2024 or like beginning of 2025. That dip over here, that was so quick and at a high level that its sign of weaknesses back in 2024 was okay. There were 3 sign of weaknesses back then. It ended just slightly lower than that. It didn't fall fully into accumulation like some other altcoins. So this differentiates Solana and potentially I think Ethereum as well. So a couple of other bigger altcoins are exhibiting different behavior from the smaller ones. Okay, so take note of that. And if this is really the case, if we're going to get another rebound before we get to the actual accumulation, let's hope it doesn't go as low as what happened back in 2002, 2003. So it landed around $15, or at the lowest point $10, or even 9-ish. Okay, so we don't hope that to happen. That's only like a 10th or lower than a 10th of the price we're at now. But that's the worst case scenario that it can get to. Okay, don't be so sure that there's no chance that that can happen. All right, even though it's 99% chance that it's going to end above or around the red $75. Be cautious. There can be a very short period of shakeout that can go so deep beyond people's imagination. So that's part of the big picture. What I haven't put in are these tags. Okay, so these are tags that helps you understand what actually is happening during those Wyckoff stages. So the preliminary support stage is at the stage where people panic sell, but whales start to get in. All right, you see people buying, pushing the prices, closing a little bit higher. And then this was when the panic is over, this low period. Low price spread, low volume. And then there was a bit of automatic rally, okay, pushing the price up, setting the cycle top. So you see this line over here where the sign of strength tested it with increased volume. This is commonly the place where they put in more. Okay, they were buying along the way, but just add to this one. The tests, whether it's a second test or more tests, it's just a matter of testing whether it's the weak hands holding the stock or is it the diamond hands. Okay, the diamond hands won't sell, so the price won't get any further down. Even if it shake out, to a dip point, it's going to recover very quickly. All right, so we haven't gone into this stage of panic sell for Solana yet. Okay, there was a bit for like 2 weeks, but it's not like this extended period of time. So let's put in these behaviors for the distribution. Where does the whales first sell? It's somewhere around here, actually, around the PSY, preliminary supply. You see selling over here. Smaller fishes, unless it's a large amount of smaller fishes, otherwise they won't be able to make a dent during the climb. So it must be something of a bigger scale. And the retail FOMO in, pushing the prices to even higher, to the buying climax, and then subsequent test follows. Whales may be offloading along the way, but they are going to definitely offload everything near the end of the distribution. Alright, so late FOMO, fake bull, are these upthrust or second tests, or even the later tests. Okay, people think, oh, it's still gonna go up, I'm gonna get in even more, and after a couple of times, the whales are sitting on the sideline watching the price going to come down until they're going to either wave it upwards or let it drop to the very bottom and do their scooping of cheap stock. All right, so let's get to the daily. Here we're seeing the price continue to trade along the weaker side of the air hockey table. If you're new, don't worry about the air hockey table term. I'll explain in a second. So basically, we talked about the high percentage of chance is that we're going through a preliminary support period, and we are still going through it. All right. Lower chance is that it's going to go challenge those key levels above, 210. Was the second test, around where the buying climax was back in July. As of now, I say this becomes less likely. And selling climax is what we hope to see, because that's where the price drop is going to stop. So we have these kind of volumes. When we get to a selling climax, you see over here, it dropped to a very low point at around 46k back then. We're still at over 100k right now. We want to see something like that. Okay, every time when it gets to selling climax, the volume will get very low compared to the previous average. Alright, and as long as it is still trading at the weaker side of the channel box or the air hockey table, we have to wait for it to edge towards the stronger side, where it's going to show trend change confirmation opportunity. So these triangles. The first one here, assuming the price comes back, bounce up, or stays above the 125 key level, the yellow key level, that's pointing towards the end of the first week of January. The confirmation can come earlier, but then the key thing is the confirmation going to come to tell us this downtrend is eventually over, or is it going to confirm it's going to drop further, which leads to the second opportunity near the end of January. If it gets to trade above 100, the orange key level, or even worse, that there are weaker hands, people really willing to get rid of whatever they have left on hand, and the price dropped to the 75, the red key level. That's pointing to somewhere near middle of February before the confirmation can come. Alright, so this downward channel or air hockey table, if you haven't seen this before, it's basically going to indicate to us where the price potentially is going to get a bounce back or a rejection. So in addition to these intermediate level, the dashed lines and the solid lines, the key levels, you can see the price bounce off from the ceiling and the bottom and sometime around the center line, like what happened back in on the 10th, 11th, as well as the 26th, 27th. Okay, that's the use of this air hockey table. Imagine this is the path of the puck traveling or bouncing around the table. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. We just have to wait for things to happen. If you have the appetite, or if your risk appetite is appropriate or suitable, you have to adjust and see where or when is a good time to get into a certain project that has a long-term potential. Try not to catch the falling knife too quickly without a stop loss. Okay, always only take the risk that you can handle. So thanks for joining me.